I actually had a story requested. My shift lead asked me to tell this story because of the fact that I actually never tell the full story. I'll be honest, the reason I never tell the full story is because the most vague way to tell it is honestly the best way to tell it. So generally what I like to say is, depending on the context, I've been hit by a car twice, but came out completely unscathed. And in fact, it was the same couple who did it. So I guess I'll break it down. It's not going to seem nearly as exciting once I do. So the first time, let's see. Yeah, I was in high school and I was meeting a friend to work on a project, which for some stupid reason we decided to do it at the park when it was dark out. Not a good idea. And I didn't drive at the time. So my friend and her then boyfriend, he would later be her husband, drop me off. But I was like, please don't leave me alone here. I would like to not be alone in the park at night, waiting for my other friend. And I want to say it was like Firefly or something. They were really excited to go home and watch Firefly. And I hung on the open back door and was like, no, please don't leave me here alone. So the boyfriend slowly drove forward and then backed up and knocked me over with the door. I remember the door going over my head, so I must have been off the side of the road or something, because I mean, it wasn't far off the ground. I did get a little bit of a bruising and scraping on my rib, but it wasn't significant. I did get up like, ow, what the hell? And he's like, oh, I didn't hit you that hard. Yeah, with your car. I should point out that I didn't know it at the time. I didn't know this until recently, but I actually have a medical condition that causes me to bruise easily and not heal very quickly. So I do actually get injuries in situations where most people probably would be fine. But in this particular case, I actually was fine, just a little bit bruised. But I never forgot that. Not long later, it was after high school, but I was still hanging out with them. And this time, my friend, the woman, was driving. And we were getting in the car, and I was about to get in the back seat. And I noticed there was like a full cutlery set in the back seat. And now, if it had just been on the seat I was trying to get in, I would have just gone around and sat on the other side. It was all over the back seat. It was just spread. And, and not only cutlery, like knives, sharp things. So it wasn't as simple as just push it. I was like actually trying to watch and carefully move it. And I wasn't taking long, but, in the meantime, while I was doing this, her husband got in the passenger seat, shut the door, realized his seatbelt was stuck in the seat, so he reopened and shut the door. My friend heard the door shut twice and thought that meant both of us had shut the door. So I'm still bent over, cleaning stuff out of the car, and she starts to back up. I get knocked over and thrown into the seat. Thankfully, I didn't land on any sharp, pointy ends, but the door hit one of those load-bearing poles, I hate when I can't think of the word, and bent the car door backwards. And that's when her husband's like, wait. My friend turns around and sees me laying in the back seat, just sprawled amongst this cutlery, like, you could have told me you weren't actually in the car. So, both times I came out completely unscathed. I do want to point out both times were completely an accident. Well, the first time wasn't actually an accident, but nobody intended any harm or anything like that. I am still friends with the woman. They have since split up. So, but yeah, that's how I got hit by a car twice without getting significantly hurt. And I'm sorry it's not a more exciting story, but that's the explanation.